But until now, scientists could not pin down evidence that the flood, or even the Xia dynasty ever existed outside of the origin myths passed down through millennia. Now a team of researchers led by Wu Qianlong, a former Peking University seismologist, say in a study published this week in the journal Science that they've indeed found evidence that a flood submerged a vast swath of the country almost years ago, possibly lending weight to a long-standing, though controversial, theory that the Xia dynasty did exist as China's first unified state. Using radiocarbon dating of juvenile bones and soil samples along the Yellow River, Wu's team established that an earthquake triggered a huge landslide, damming the waterway in 1920 BC. Related, Dark Age Palace discovery strengthens King Arthur Tall. The researchers deduced that for 6 to 9 months about 15 trillion liters, 4 trillion gallons, of water built up behind a wall of rock and dirt, about half the size of Lake Mead behind Hoover Dam, near Jishi Gorge in today's Qinghai province. When the dam broke, it tore through the gorge at 500 times the Yellow River's average discharge and submerged the North China Plain that is considered the cradle of Chinese civilization. The flood would have predated by several centuries the first written records kept on oracle bones. Historical texts from about B.C. first mentioned a legendary Xia ruler, Yu, who had devised a system of dredges to control a great flood that spanned generations. He was said to have been based around Jishi Gorge, according to various texts, and his ability to combat natural disasters and earn a heavenly mandate to rule established him as a model for generations of subsequent Chinese rulers. Explore more. Now China's humanity evolved there. His legend was later immortalized in some of the best-known historical texts of Chinese antiquity, including the Bamboo Annals of 300 BC, and the records of the Grand Historian by the Han Dynasty court official Sima Qian in 94 BC, but the legend has been hotly debated in modern times. Over the past century, China scholars have doubted whether the Xia truly existed, or whether it was truly an expansive, unified state rather than simply many smaller states that were mishmashed together by ancient Chinese political thinkers to justify a tradition of centralized power. In the archaeologists discovered buildings and bronze remains at Erlitu village in Henan province that were carbon dated to about 1900 BC. Many scholars believe the settlement, which may have had a population of, was likely the ancient Xia capital. News.com.O's privacy policy includes important information about our collection, use and disclosure of your personal information, including to provide you with targeted content and advertising based on your online activities. It explains that if you do not provide us with information we have requested from you, we may not be able to provide you with the goods and services you require. It also explains how you can access or seek correction of your personal information, how you can complain about a breach of the Australian privacy principles, and how we will deal with a complaint of that nature.